I think that the impact that OLV Human Services has on the community is in many ways immeasurable. When you are taking a look at the quality of lives of people, everyone defines that differently. But I would think that the community would say that we were there in their time of need. We provided them the strength when they couldn't find it, and we gave them hope for their future. The difficulties that families are facing when their infant or their young child is not meeting developmental milestones as they would expect, and how scary that is. And being able to walk that path with individuals and families throughout all those changes is really something special about OLV Human Services, and something that I really take pride in.
Being able to provide a full array of services with that continuum of care at OLV with our professional staff that we have is crucial. They're compassionate, they're supportive, they're advocates for the families, and that just is great to know that we have that dedicated professional staff that works for OLV.
A success for us is when we have an individual who's accessed any service that we offer that comes back and says, I made it. Thank you.
And even when staff are working with individuals and they have reached that positive graduation and a success story, the staff do, for some period of time, they continue to work with them just to make sure that they are staying on the right track. If you need anything, you can always come back to OLV Human Services.
Knowing that you have a resource in the community that you can trust and that you can rely on and that is not going to leave you in your vulnerable state is probably one of the greatest things we could ever be called to do. My hope for the future of OLV Human Services is that we continue to be the center of the community of Lackawanna for sure, and a valued and trusted resource in Western New York and across New York State. We are continually adding to our service array to meet the ever-changing needs of the community, and my hope would be that in 100 years, OLV is going strong, that some of the programs that we have in place right now are even better than they are today, and that we continue to be that beacon of hope for people in need. We now invite you to watch OLV's Mission Moment to learn how our Evaluation and Treatment Center has impacted the life of one of our clients.
As a mom and as a nurse, just having that gut feeling that something was off, and not knowing, because it's really hard when kids are that little to be able to tell what's going on with your child, but just knowing that they're delayed. I have known something was off with him since about a year old, when he wouldn't get off the bottle was our first thing, and very picky with table food. And then at his 15-month doctor's appointment, the doctor also raised red flags when he had no words. When I say I literally called over 9 agencies after the local provider told me 18 months that I was already seeing, I said that is unacceptable. I don't know how parents have to do this. Where I work, I've spent 4 years dealing with parents with kids on the spectrum, and I never understood it until you're the parent. It is a completely different take on everything. You don't understand what parents go through until you're the parent having to call these places. Because I was like, if one more person tells me 18 months, I think, I don't know what to do. I can't wait 18 months. It's too long for somebody who's only 2.5. A year and a half is way too long to wait. Because of where I work, somebody actually works with OLV, and they said, oh, they just opened up a treatment center. I wonder if you can get in there quicker. So I looked you guys up, and I don't know how, but by the grace of God, I got in within a week. It's such a relief, and also the fact that within 1 week of calling, within 2 weeks, he got his diagnosis was amazing. Like, it was life-saving. Langston was officially diagnosed through the OLV Treatment Center in May of this past year, last month, and he was diagnosed with autism level 2. Since his diagnosis with OLV Treatment Center, I have seen his progress go from like the 0 to 10 words to 20 words, and that was because of Dr. Andrews' recommendation for increase in speech therapy. I really appreciated the parent aspect of OLV. Dr. Andrews is a doctor that literally gets to know your kid. He sat there and went through every single piece of medical history since he was born and looked at the entire picture. And while he was talking to me, I could tell, because I'm a nurse, that he was also analyzing what Langston was doing at the table. My goal for him is to just continue learning, continue to use his words, and with his speech therapy, be able to eventually talk more than one-word sentences, and be able to continue and move on to like an integrated kindergarten and just continue with his vocabulary is my goal for him in the future.